All right, this is lesson 3.7, equations of lines in the coordinate plane. All right, you can graph a line and write its equation when you know certain facts about the line, such as its slope and a point on the line. Okay, so looking at the definitions, the slope, or m of a line is the ratio of the vertical change, which we'll call rise, to the horizontal change, which we'll call run, between any 2 points, okay? So a line contains the points x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, we know that, ordered pairs. And the slope is rise over run, or if we're given 2 ordered pairs, there's an equation, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So looking at part 1, it says find the slope of the lines A, B, C, and D, okay? Well, B, okay, if you look at B, or let's look at A first, okay? Let's look at A. A contains 2 points, 5, 7, and 2, 3, okay? So we'll call 5, 7, x1, y1, and 2, 3, x2, y2, okay? So y2 is 3 minus 7 over 2 minus 5, all right? So 3 minus 7 is negative 4. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Well, 2 negatives give us a positive, so our slope is 4/3, okay? And the slope of B, okay? On B, we have negative 1, 2, and 4, negative 2, okay? And we'll call 4, negative 2, x1, y1, and negative 1, negative 2, x2, y2, okay? So we have 2 minus negative 2 over negative 1 minus 4, okay? And the numerator, 2 minus negative 2 is negative 4, and negative 1 minus 4, or it's positive 4, excuse me. And negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. All right, so the slope of B is 4 over negative 5. All right, and for C, we have 1, 7, and 5, 7. We'll call 1, 7, x1, y1, and 5, 7, x2, y2. Okay, so we have 7 minus 7 over 1, or 5 minus 1. Okay, 7 minus 7 is 0. 5 over 1, or 5 minus 1 is 4. 0 divided by 4 is 0. Okay, so if we have a slope that is 0, okay, well, look at what type of line C is. Okay, C is a horizontal line. So when we have a slope of 0, it will be a horizontal line. All right, and then let's do D. Okay, well, D contains 4, 0, and 4, negative 2 as well, all right? So we'll call 4, negative 2, x1, y1, and 4, 0, x2, y2. Okay, so y2 minus y1, y2, or y1, or x2 minus x1 is 4 minus 4, okay? So 0 minus negative 2 is positive 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. Well, this is undefined, okay? So if our slope is undefined, then our line will be horizontal, like line D. All right, so as we saw in part 1, the slope of a line can be positive, negative, 0, or undefined. The sign of the slope tells you whether the line rises or falls to the right. A slope of 0 tells you that the line is horizontal, and an undefined slope tells you that the line is vertical, okay? So looking at the first one, this one right here is positive because our line is increasing. As our x values increase, our y values increase. And the next one is negative because as our x values increase, our y values decrease. And when we have a horizontal line, our slope is 0. And when we have a vertical line, our slope is undefined. Okay? And you could draw a line when you know its equation. The equation of a line has different forms. Two forms are shown below. Recall that the y-intercept of a line is the y-coordinate of the point where the line crosses the y-axis, okay? So there's two types of slope forms, okay? And the first one is the slope-intercept form. And the slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b, with m being the slope and b being the y-intercept. And then the second one, we have the point slope form, which is very similar, but instead of having a y value and a b, we have a ordered pair. So it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? y1 and x1 being our order pair. All right, looking at part 2, it says, what is the graph of y equals 2/3 x plus 1? All right, this equation is in slope-intercept form, okay? And the slope is 2/3, and the y-intercept is +1, okay? So our line is going to cross the y-intercept at 1. So when y is 1. Now, our slope is 2, 3. So that means rise over run. So we have to go up 2 over 3. 1, 2, 3, right here. And then the same thing. Go up 2, 1, 2, over 3. 1, 2, 3. So our graph will look like this. All right. And on the second one, okay, in this one, we have the graph of y minus 3 is equal to negative 2x plus 3. Okay, this equation is in point slope form, all right? And the slope is negative 2, and the point on the line is negative 3, 3, okay? So we have a negative 3 here and a +3 here, because remember, the slope-intercept form is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, okay? So x1 is -3, y1 is +3. So we plot a point at -3, 3, so 1, 2, 3, and go up 3, 1, 2, 3, right here, and then our slope is negative. So now we have to go down 2 to the right 1. So down 2, 1, 2, to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. So our graph will look like this. All right, in part 3, okay, it asks us to write equations of the lines, all right? So in part A, all right, we're giving a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of -5, okay? So if we have a y-intercept, then we're going to use the slope-intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus b, okay? And then we just substitute your slope and your y-intercept in. So y is equal to 3x plus -5. Well, we could simplify this down to y being equal to 3x minus 5, all right? And then in part B, we're given an ordered pair with a slope. Okay, so this is going to be the point slope, or the point slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, okay? Y minus y1, well, what is y1? 5. Our slope is 2. Our x minus x1, x1 is -1. Well, we could simplify this to y minus 5 is equal to 2 times x plus 1. So y and x are constant. We just need to determine what x1 and y1 is and substitute it in to the point slope equation. All right. And then part C, it says, what is an equation of the line with the slope 1/2 and y-intercept of 2? Okay. Well, slope is 1/2, y-intercept's 2. So if you have a y-intercept, this is the slope-intercept form. So y is equal to mx plus b. M being the slope, which is 1/2. X is constant. B is positive 2. So 1/2 x plus 2. All right, and then part D, we have an ordered pair and a slope. Well, this will be the point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m over or times x minus x1. Okay, y and x are constant, so it's y minus y1. Well, y1 is 4, is equal to our slope, which is -3 times x minus -1, and we could simplify the minus -1, and it's y minus 4 is equal to -3 x plus 1. All right, so in part 4, it asks us what is an equation for the line at the right. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to find the slope. Okay, and remember the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? Well, our points are -2, -1, and 3, 5, okay? So we'll call -2, -1, x1, y1, and we'll call 3, 5, x2, y2, all right? So y2 is 5, y1 is 1, or -1, so 5 minus -1. x2 is 3, and x1 is -2. So 5 minus -1 is 6. 3 minus -2 is 5. All right. And we could use any point here for the point slope form. So we're going to use 3, 5 because it doesn't have any negatives. So we have y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, all right? Y and x are constant. Our y1 is, well, let's just go ahead and let's stick with -2, -1, all right? So y1 is -1. Our slope is 6 over 5. X is constant, and our x1 is -2, all right? And then we can simplify this to y plus 1 is equal to 6/5 times x plus 2. And then part 5 says writing equations of horizontal and vertical lines. What are the equations for the horizontal and vertical lines through 2, 4? All right. So every point on the horizontal line through 2, 4 has a y coordinate of 4. So the equation of the line is y is equal to 4 because it crosses the y-axis at 0, 4. And every point on the vertical line through 2, 4 has an x coordinate of 2. So the equation of the line is x is equal to 2. And it crosses the x-axis at 2, 0.